Hi there. Welcome again to our evening broadcast brought to you, of course, from the Ealing Christian Centre here in Motherwell. As always, we're so pleased that you're joining us, whether that be live or whether that be through catch-up on YouTube or in whatever platform that you are able to watch this broadcast. So thanks for joining us. Send any comments, say hi to anybody that you want to. A little bit later I referred to something that I'm just going to mention now, because last night, late on, we were testing something through Facebook Live, trying to think of some different options going forward, and we were testing, but the amount of people that came on when we said we were just testing was quite unusual and quite great. So hopefully you're engaged with us again today. We know who you were that caused us some nasty, unfair comments. We'll get you later, don't worry about that. We know who you are, but we were just testing something last night, and it's quite possible in the next couple of days we'll test something as well. I want to give praise to God. I'm sure you all enjoyed, if you were able to get onto the Ealing Leadership Summit 2020 on YouTube to watch some of the excellent ministry that was received from Chris Cartwright, Malcolm Duncan, James Glass, and Gavin Kelver last evening, and others as well. So I hope you were able to get on that. It's still on the YouTube page, Ealing Pentecostal Church or Ealing Leadership Summit 2020. Go on there and you can spend some time watching some of the input from the ministry that we received from them. Also, just to pray for Emily. Emily is unwell at the moment and she's got breathing difficulties, and also she has a chest infection. Not COVID related, but just unwell at this time. So please remember her in prayer if you would. That would be absolutely fantastic. I want to continue to read from 3 John verses 13 to 14, and this finishes off this little letter that John wrote to Gaius. And it says these words, and he finishes with, "I have much to write to you, but I do not want to do so with pen and ink. I hope to see you soon, and we will talk face to face. Peace to you. The friends here send their greetings. Greet the friends there by name." This book that I use for our bite-sized bulletin, I started this book on the 18th of March 2020. If you can see, it's now 2/3 full. And I expect it probably will get full over these next few weeks and months of lockdown. This is day 58 of our lockdown since I've been doing these broadcasts, when we started off in the church welcome area, and then we improved over these few days to what we have now. It's as good as it's all right, do you know what I mean? And I'm sure you're enjoying it. And this was just 2/3 full of our bite-sized bulletins of ramblings and reflections. I've written much, but perhaps I preferred not to. I have more to write, because for these next few weeks I think we'll be down on lockdown, or certainly restrictions for places of worship, for several months to come, and so we have to continue to look at options for our bite-sized bulletin, which is one of the reasons we were doing some tests last night. And so these notes, which you can see here, will either be kept for history, will either become a devotional book if I can get a good publisher that thinks they're worthy of some publication. They might be elongated into weekly sermons that we can all input from, and probably if we continue for the next 40, 50 days, then they'll be long enough possibly till I retire. But also they might even just get put into the waste paper bin. Anyway, John concludes his letter to Gaius by saying, "I hope to see you soon." One day, believe it, the phrase that we've come to identify with, that we've never heard of until several weeks ago, social distancing will cease. It might not be for a while, but one day perhaps social distancing will cease. Restrictions may be lifted, and life will resume, and we will see you again. Because that's what John said. He says, "I hope to see you soon." And so one day social distancing will cease. It might be in for a while, but one day it will cease. One day restrictions will be lifted, and we will be able to walk into Morrison's without having to queue up, as I did yesterday. But you have good conversations with people. Even when I went to home base, you ended up having good conversations with people. But one day social distancing and restrictions will cease, and one day we will see you all soon, and we will see you all face to face. Not on Facebook Live, as we currently do, not on Zoom, which gets quite tiring after many meetings, or on House Party, but one day we will see each other, flesh will return, and skin. We will see people's flesh, and we will see people's skin. Hopefully not too much flesh, but you know what I'm saying. We may not be able to hug or high five. We might not even be able to shake hands. We all live in that hope. But one day, we will see you face to face. In the meantime, yes, we hope to see you soon. And yes, we will hope to see you face to face. But in the meantime, peace to you. And so may the peace of God be upon you all, however you're watching our bite-sized bulletin right now. Whether that be in your home in Scotland, or in your living room in England, or further afield across the nations of the world. May the peace of God be with you all as you interact, as you comment. And from us to you, we send our love and we send our greetings, and we send the peace of God to you right now where you are, that you will know his peace and that you will know his comfort and strength. And so one day we'll hope to see you again. One day we'll see you face to face, and one day we will all know the peace of God. Now I have the privilege of going around periodically, socially distancing, giving out some little gifts to some of the over 70s or some of the families, and that's been nice, keeping my distance, but it's not quite the same. So may the peace of God be upon you all. Let's pray. Dear Father, some of us perhaps have good days, some of us have bad days. And Lord, but we have to follow the guidelines and the rules that have been laid down by government. We have to legally follow those things. But Father, one day we will all meet again. As the song said, and as has been referred to over these last few weeks, we'll meet again. We don't know where, we don't know when, but we'll meet again. And one day we'll see face to face again, and maybe we perhaps in the early days might only be able to do a fist bump or an elbow handshake, an elbow shake, but one day we'll hug, we'll give a high five, and maybe be able to restrict the social distancing. But until then, I pray, Father, let the peace of God be upon every single person, not just watching live, but watching on catch-up, but also if people aren't able to watch. I pray right now, let the blessing and the peace of God radiate and roll out over our area to the people that we know, to the people we think of right now. Put a person's name right now in your mind, and you pray the peace of God upon them. Pray the blessing of God upon them right now, that where they are, they will know the peace of God. Peace to you all. Amen. Thanks for joining us tonight again for our broadcast. We are here tomorrow night at 7:30, live again, so please feel free to join us. Don't forget, tonight is Thursday, 8 o'clock, go out there. It's the highlight. We sort of converse with our neighbours as we always do, but we seem to be conversing more, and we're getting gifts between us as well over the fence, or handing out gifts and all that sort of stuff. So go out, clap for our carers, our key workers, the people that are working behind the scenes, the bin men, the delivery drivers, the posties, all that sort of stuff, as well as the NHS and the police and the emergency services, whatever people are doing. You know, there's a few people now going back to work. Let's pray protection on them, but let's also continue to applaud and appreciate those that are working on our behalf to keep us going at this time. Tomorrow night, of course, 8 o'clock on Friday, will be Chaos Youth. They'll be meeting together in a Zoom meeting. So again, thanks very much for joining us tonight. We are looking at some options for the future, so we'll see what happens. So if we go live and we ask you just to watch, please do so, and we'll see what happens. But we'll let you know if we go live, not at 7:30, but we are at 7:30 tomorrow night. Thanks for watching. Get out there at 8 o'clock. Have a great evening. God bless you.